Indicator species of any ecosystem is important for conservation as they tells us a lot about the ecosystem and all the things that are present there. And this time we are talking about as one of the most important indicator species of Antarctica. Hello and welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's video we will be talking about Antarctica's emperor penguins could extinct by 2100. It means in the coming 80 years, if we will not improve on what we are doing nowadays, we might be able to lose one more species, and that is emperor penguins. So let us first understand the timeline of the video. First we'll be looking at the news, then about the place of Antarctica on the global map, then what are the reasons for the extinction of emperor penguins, then Antarctica services to ecosystem, what all does it give to the ecosystem back, then about the emperor penguin. Not all species are at loss, there might be some species also which might be thriving nowadays. Then about the mitigating efforts that we can make, and then how much will it cost for the emperor species conservation. In the end, a prelims MCQ. This topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 3, that is Environment and Ecology and Conservation Efforts. See, from exam perspective, you should be able to know first what is the IUCN status of the emperor penguins, then what are the reasons for its extinction and what are the steps that we can take. So let us see the news, and the news has been taken from the Indian Express, and it says why Antarctica's emperor penguins could be extinct by 2100. So what are the reasons that at a place like Antarctica where not much population resides, there also the species are facing the extinction. So what are the reasons for it? So let us first see the location of Antarctica on the global map. Then it is the southernmost portion, or we can also say that the South Pole lies in Antarctica. So whenever we are talking about the location of Antarctica, so you can say in very easy terms that it is the southernmost location. So next part is, now let's see that why the emperor penguins are in news. So we have seen that recently a research has been done by the scientists, and this research talks about that the greater conservation efforts are needed to protect Antarctica ecosystem. All the species that are living in the Antarctica and the ice sheets that are there, for their conservation we need to take steps, and now it is the right time that we have to look after them. So according to the researchers, populations of up to 97% of land-based Antarctica species are at stake, and this could decline by 2100 if we don't change the track right now. And the cost that it will take is USD 23 million per year. That is US dollar 23 million per year is what it will take for its conservation. And around 97% of the populations of the land-based Antarctic species will be at stake for decline till 2100. And it is enough to implement 10 key strategies. So USD 23 million is the amount that will be needed to actually take out 10 key strategies or the mitigating strategies that will be required for the preservation of the Antarctic species, which can give reduced threats to Antarctic biodiversity, and this can also benefit up to 84% of terrestrial bird, mammals and plant groups. See, Antarctica is the southernmost portion and is covered with ice sheets. So it is not easy for animals or plants or birds to survive there. So not all kind of animals and birds can survive in an ecosystem like Antarctica, which is so cold and is covered with ice all the way. So not many species are there. The ecosystem is very limited, and the birds, mammals, plants are also limited because it needs special characteristics to go and live in the environment of Antarctica, which is so cold. Now let us look at the reasons that why the biodiversity of Antarctica, by the ecosystem of Antarctica, by the species, mammals, birds of Antarctica are at stake. First and foremost is the climate change and then global warming. See, climate change and global warming are also need of the hour. In every international outing and grouping is talking about keeping a track on the climate change and the global warming, because what climate change and global warming is doing is it is increasing the earth temperature. So when the earth's temperature is increased, what will it do? Okay, in very simple terms, what are the places or what is the temperature at which ice does not melt, or at which the ice sheets are doing fine and does not melt? So you need very low temperature for it, you need zero temperature and below it. So because of climate change and global warming, when the temperature of the earth or the temperature of the globe is increasing, what is it doing? So when the all over temperature or all over earth temperature will increase, what will it do? The increase of temperature will help in the melting of ice. So the glaciers, the ice sheets, the mountainous ice, it will all start to melt. And when it will start to melt, what does ice sheets and glaciers are composed of? They are composed of water only. So when it will melt, then a huge quantity of water goes into the oceans. And that is where the ocean levels are also increasing. And when the ocean levels are increasing, it is the islands nation or the least developed nation which gets into trouble, because they have this danger of getting submerged. So this is the reason that why the climate change and the global warming needs to be kept at a particular temperature, because increase of global warming and climate change will help melting of ice, and melting of ice is what will cause the problem to the biodiversity of Antarctica, because all the animals, mammals, birds, plants which are residing in Antarctica are used to the environment of very cold environment, and the ice sheets they relate to. And if that biodiversity or the environment of Antarctica will gradually and slowly will keep on changing, then that is the problem that the animals and the plants of Antarctica will face. So we need to keep a check on climate change and the global warming. Then comes the problem of pollution, and this pollution is not only in the form of what is coming from the vehicles and what is increasing the temperature of the earth. Pollution can also be marine pollution, that all the unwanted particles that we find in the water or in the oceans or in the seas is also what is causing problem to the underwater life cycle which is going on or which goes on. So this also causes problem to the fishes and the underground water life that goes on. Then human activity, and as we all know that the population of the earth is increasing, so with it the human activity in those areas which was unexplored earlier is now also increasing. And if we will see that the human interference and the human intervention is also increasing in Antarctica. Many countries are also having their base camps. The scientists are there. So all the countries wants to increase their research and development in areas like Antarctica also, so that they can have research and can reach into areas which are unexplored. So human activity is also increasing, and whenever the human interference will increase, there the problem will start to arise, because more and more human will go, because they will keep on doing their activity. And a place like Antarctica, which is so cold and depends on its ecosystem of ice sheets and ice, because when humans will go, they will do their activities, so that will also hamper their ecosystem. Last but not the least, invasive species. So whenever the human activities is increasing or the marine pollution will increase, then there is a chance of invasive species also that can come up in those areas and can actually cause a problem to the biodiversity or to the already existing species of other animals or fishes that are already prevalent there. And now we know that the amount or the number or the frequency of heat waves which are going on in present times are also increasing, and heat waves is also a threat to the environment of the Antarctica, because this will also help in the melting of the ice. So these are few of the reasons, and if you will have to take the top 3 one, then go for climate change, global warming and pollution. Now let us talk about Antarctica services to ecosystem. What does Antarctica give to the ecosystem? It is not that because there are very less population thriving there, so Antarctica is not giving anything back to the ecosystem. See, the Antarctica helps in the regulation of the global climate, as it drive atmospheric circulation, because the region of the Antarctica is very windy, so this helps in the atmospheric circulation also, and of ocean currents also. So all the polar currents which are coming from the southern region, Antarctica plays a part in it. So ocean currents and atmospheric circulation. Then it also helps in absorbing heat and carbon dioxide. All the ice sheets, all the glaciers which are present in Antarctica helps in the absorption of heat in it. Then this also drives weather patterns in Australia, because the Antarctica is so windy in its nature, and also it is very dry, also it is very it is very cold. So this helps to drive the weather patterns in Australia. Now the next part is, let us talk about the emperor penguin. Okay, see this image. We have seen these kind of images many a times on the social media. So these are the emperor penguins. So Antarctica's most iconic species and also indicator species of Antarctica also. This tells us about the presence of animals in Antarctica, and it is also endemic to Antarctica. You will not find emperor species in all other places. These are very much endemic to Antarctica, and this tells us about whenever we see the image of penguin, what does it come to our mind? Do we see penguins in India, or do we see penguins in few of our neighboring countries? Do we see them? No, we don't, because these are endemic to such areas and they need cold environment for their survival. And the most important point of the PPT, I would say, or the video, I would say, is the IUCN status of emperor penguin. Then it is near threatened. Whenever it is about the IUCN status of any species, you have to be very careful in it, because the IUCN status first of all keeps on changing of the species, and secondly the UPSC has also asked many a times the IUCN status of the species. Then emperor penguin relies on ice for breeding. So if they have to breed, they need ice there. So if the climate change and global warming, the melting of ice will take place. So you can imagine that with the span of time in the coming 100 to 200 years, what will happen to the ice sheets present there and the ice present there. And if the presence of ice will not be there, then how will the emperor penguin breed? Next is that not all species are at loss like emperor penguins. There are other species also which can actually get help from it. Then climate change won't lead to a decline in all Antarctic species. See, many a times in the prelims MCQ you will find the words like all, none. So whenever these kind of words comes, so you have to be very careful. So not all species will see a decline. Then some may benefit initially also. There are two Antarctic plants like mosses and Gento penguin. They will see an increase in their population because they need more liquid water for their survival as compared to ice. So if because of the climate change and the global warming as opposed to ice, more liquid water will be there, then these mosses and Gento penguin will benefit from it. Now let us come to what can be the mitigating efforts. First and foremost and the most important can be mitigating climate change. We can take efforts which can help us reducing the climate change and the global warming also, and that can, one of the major steps that can be done is reducing the percentage of temperature increase which is taking place. So reducing climate change to no more than 2 degrees Celsius of warming. Because doing this will help in benefit up to 68% of terrestrial species and breeding seabirds. Then special protection to species can also be given, like the species which are very prone to extremely cold environment can be taken to some special places. Like for example, the emperor penguins need ice and the icy environment for breeding. So if there are few places where the impact of climate change and global warming is very high and melting of ice is taking place, then the emperor penguins of those places can be taken to some other place where the presence of ice is more as compared to where they were earlier. Increasing biosecurity to prevent introductions of non-native species. Then the species of the Antarctica are not very much used to the introduction of any other species from outside. They like living in their own environment. So the introduction of non-native species should not take place. Then how much would it all cost? What will be the cost of saving the biodiversity of the Antarctica? Is it very costly? Then the answer is no. As compared to all the other conservation efforts which are going on in other countries, the conservation effort in Antarctica is not that costly and is very much affordable also by the countries. Then implementing all strategies together could cost as little as $23 million per year until 2100, or about USD 2 billion in total. So this is the amount which is needed in total, that is USD 23 million per year. While if we compare this with Australia, then the cost to recover Australia's threatened species is estimated at more than USD 1.2 billion per year. So if we need 23 million per year, or I would say 2 billion, then this can be a good deal for all the countries to come together and look for conserving the ecosystem or the biodiversity of Antarctica. In the end, now it's time for the prelims MCQ. I've given you an easy one and we have also discussed this in the video. So try to solve it and give the answer in the comment section. The IUCN status of emperor penguin is near threatened, vulnerable, endangered or critically endangered. So try to solve this, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.